The Apocryphal Gospels, stories excluded from the Bible. Imagine a world where the stories you've always known about Jesus and his teachings are just the tip of the iceberg. A world where hidden texts, excluded from the Bible, reveal a richer, more complex narrative. Welcome to the realm of the Apocryphal Gospels. These texts, often shrouded in mystery and controversy, offer a unique lens through which we can explore the early Christian landscape. They challenge our understanding of Jesus, his disciples, and the very foundations of Christian belief. But why study them? Why delve into texts that were deemed unfit for the canonical Bible? The answer lies in the depth and diversity they bring to our faith. The Apocryphal Gospels provide a broader context, a more nuanced understanding of the early Christian movement. They help us see the debates, the struggles, and the evolution of Christian thought. In this journey, we will explore the origins and significance of these texts, delve into their key themes and teachings, and understand their impact on early Christianity. We will also look at modern scholarship and the ongoing debates surrounding these Gospels. But this is not just an academic exercise. This is a journey of discovery, a quest to understand the fuller picture of our faith. It's a journey that promises to be both enlightening and transformative. So, are you ready to step into the extraordinary world of the Apocryphal Gospels? To truly grasp the significance of the Apocryphal Gospels, we must first understand what they are and where they come from. These texts, often referred to as hidden or secret Gospels, were written during the early centuries of Christianity, but were not included in the canonical Bible. They offer a wealth of insights into the diverse beliefs and practices of early Christian communities. The term apocryphal comes from the Greek word apokryphos, which means hidden or secret. These Gospels were written by various authors, often anonymously, and circulated among early Christian groups. Unlike the canonical Gospels, which were eventually accepted as authoritative by the Church, the Apocryphal Gospels were deemed heretical or unorthodox and were excluded from the official canon. The canonical Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, are the four accounts of Jesus' life and teachings that were included in the New Testament. They were selected based on their alignment with the developing orthodoxy of the Church. The Apocryphal Gospels, on the other hand, present a wider range of perspectives and often include teachings and stories that diverge from the canonical narrative. The exclusion of the Apocryphal Gospels from the canonical Bible was a complex process that involved theological, political, and social factors. During the first few centuries of Christianity, there was a great deal of diversity in beliefs and practices. As the Church sought to establish a unified doctrine, it began to distinguish between orthodox and heretical teachings. The Apocryphal Gospels, with their varied and sometimes conflicting views, were seen as a threat to this unity. One of the most significant events in this process was the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, where church leaders gathered to address theological disputes and establish a creed. This council, along with subsequent councils, played a crucial role in shaping the canonical Bible and excluding the apocryphal texts. Despite their exclusion, the Apocryphal Gospels provide a valuable window into the rich tapestry of early Christianity. They reveal the diversity of beliefs and practices that existed before the Church established a more uniform doctrine. By studying these texts, we gain a deeper understanding of the debates and struggles that shaped the early Christian movement. As we delve deeper into the world of the Apocryphal Gospels, we encounter a variety of texts that offer unique and often surprising insights into the life and teachings of Jesus. These Gospels, though excluded from the canonical Bible, have left an indelible mark on Christian thought and continue to fascinate scholars and believers alike. Let's explore some of the most significant Apocryphal Gospels and the stories they tell. The Gospel of Thomas is one of the most well-known Apocryphal Gospels. Discovered in 1945 as part of the Nag Hammadi Library in Egypt, This gospel is a collection of 114 sayings attributed to Jesus. Unlike the canonical Gospels, which present a narrative of Jesus' life, the Gospel of Thomas focuses solely on his teachings. The Gospel of Thomas emphasizes the importance of self-knowledge and the inner search for the divine. It presents Jesus as a wisdom teacher rather than a savior figure. One of the most famous sayings from this Gospel is, "If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you." And this saying underscores the Gospel's focus on personal transformation and the search for inner truth. While the Gospel of Thomas shares some similarities with the canonical Gospels, particularly in its emphasis on Jesus' teachings, it differs significantly in its portrayal of Jesus and his message. The canonical Gospels present Jesus as the Messiah, who came to save humanity through his death and resurrection. In contrast, the Gospel of Thomas portrays Jesus as a teacher of wisdom, who guides individuals on a path of self-discovery and enlightenment. The Gospel of Mary, also known as the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, is another significant apocryphal text. Discovered in the late 19th century, this gospel presents a unique perspective on the role of women in early Christianity. It is one of the few apocryphal gospels that features a female protagonist, Mary Magdalene, who is portrayed as a close disciple of Jesus and a leader in the early Christian community. The Gospel of Mary emphasizes the importance of spiritual knowledge and the role of women in the Christian movement. It presents Mary Magdalene as a visionary who receives secret teachings from Jesus and shares them with the other disciples. The Gospel also addresses the tensions and conflicts within the early Christian community, particularly the struggle between different factions over the interpretation of Jesus' teachings. In the Gospel of Mary, Mary Magdalene is portrayed as a central figure in the early Christian movement. She is depicted as a visionary and a teacher, sharing her insights and knowledge with the other disciples. This portrayal challenges the traditional view of Mary Magdalene as a repentant sinner and highlights her role as a leader and a spiritual guide. The Gospel of Judas, discovered in the 1970s, is one of the most controversial apocryphal Gospels. This text presents a radically different portrayal of Judas Iscariot, the disciple who betrayed Jesus. According to the Gospel of Judas, Judas was not a traitor but a faithful disciple who acted at Jesus' request to fulfill his divine mission. The Gospel of Judas emphasizes the concept of divine will and the role of individuals in fulfilling God's plan. It presents Judas as a heroic figure who sacrifices himself for the greater good. This portrayal challenges the traditional view of Judas as a villain and offers a new perspective on his actions and motivations. The Gospel of Judas has sparked considerable debate and controversy among scholars and believers. Some view it as a heretical text that distorts the true message of Christianity, while others see it as a valuable addition to our understanding of early Christian diversity. The Gospel's portrayal of Judas raises important questions about the nature of betrayal, sacrifice, and divine will. The Gospel of Philip, also part of the Nag Hammadi library, is a collection of sayings and teachings attributed to Jesus. This gospel is known for its mystical and sacramental elements, which emphasize the importance of spiritual union and the sacraments. The Gospel of Philip focuses on the concept of spiritual union and the role of the sacraments in achieving this union. It presents Jesus as a divine being who came to reveal the path to spiritual enlightenment. The Gospel also explores the relationship between the masculine and feminine aspects of the divine, emphasizing the importance of balance and harmony. The Gospel of Philip is rich in sacramental and mystical elements. It describes the sacraments as powerful symbols of spiritual union and transformation. The Gospel also explores the concept of the bridal chamber, a mystical union between the believer and the divine. This emphasis on spiritual union and the sacraments sets the Gospel of Philip apart from the canonical Gospels and offers a unique perspective on early Christian spirituality. The Infancy Gospel of Thomas is a collection of stories about the childhood of Jesus. Unlike the canonical Gospels, which focus on Jesus' adult ministry, this Gospel provides a glimpse into his early life and the miracles he performed as a child. The Infancy Gospel of Thomas emphasizes the divine nature of Jesus from a young age. It presents him as a miraculous child who performs extraordinary feats, such as healing the sick and raising the dead. The Gospel also explores the challenges and conflicts that Jesus faced as a child, highlighting his struggles with authority and his growing awareness of his divine mission. The Infancy Gospel of Thomas is filled with vivid and often fantastical stories about Jesus' childhood. These stories offer a unique perspective on the early life of Jesus and the development of his divine nature. They also provide insights into the beliefs and practices of early Christian communities, which viewed Jesus as a miraculous figure from birth. The major apocryphal Gospels offer a wealth of insights into the diverse beliefs and practices of early Christianity. They challenge our understanding of Jesus, his teachings, and the early Christian movement. By exploring these texts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the rich tapestry of early Christian thought and the debates that shaped the development of the Church. As we journey deeper into the world of the Apocryphal Gospels, we encounter a rich tapestry of themes and motifs that offer unique insights into early Christian beliefs and practices. These texts, though excluded from the canonical Bible, provide a valuable window into the diverse and often conflicting views that existed within the early Christian movement. Let's explore some of the key themes and motifs that run through these apocryphal Gospels. One of the most prominent themes in the apocryphal Gospels is Gnosticism, a religious movement that emphasized the importance of secret or esoteric knowledge. Gnostics believed that the material world was flawed and that true salvation came through the acquisition of hidden knowledge or gnosis. This knowledge was often revealed through secret teachings and mystical experiences. The Gospel of Thomas, for example, is filled with sayings that emphasize the importance of self-knowledge and the inner search for the divine. The Gospel presents Jesus as a wisdom teacher who guides individuals on a path of self-discovery and enlightenment. This focus on personal transformation and the search for inner truth is a hallmark of Gnostic thought. Another significant theme in the Apocryphal Gospels is the role of women and the feminine divine. These texts often present a more inclusive and egalitarian view of women's roles in the early Christian community. The Gospel of Mary, for instance, features Mary Magdalene as a central figure and a leader in the early Christian movement. She is depicted as a visionary and a teacher, sharing her insights and knowledge with the other disciples. This portrayal challenges the traditional view of Mary Magdalene as a repentant sinner and highlights her role as a spiritual guide. It also underscores the importance of the feminine divine in early Christian thought. The Gospel of Philip, with its exploration of the relationship between the masculine and feminine aspects of the divine, further emphasizes the significance of balance and harmony in spiritual union. The Apocryphal Gospels often present alternative narratives of Jesus' life and teachings that diverge from the canonical accounts. These texts offer a wider range of perspectives and sometimes include teachings and stories that are not found in the canonical Gospels. The Gospel of Judas, for example, presents a radically different portrayal of Judas Iscariot, depicting him as a faithful disciple who acted at Jesus' request to fulfill his divine mission. This alternative narrative challenges the traditional view of Judas as a traitor and offers a new perspective on his actions and motivations. It also raises important questions about the nature of betrayal, sacrifice, and divine will. The infancy Gospel of Thomas, with its stories of Jesus' childhood, provides another example of an alternative narrative, offering a glimpse into the early life of Jesus and the miracles he performed as a child. Finally, the Apocryphal Gospels are rich in mystical and spiritual practices that emphasize the importance of personal transformation and union with the divine. These texts often describe spiritual exercises, rituals, and sacraments that were believed to facilitate this union. The Gospel of Philip, for instance, is filled with sacramental and mystical elements, describing the sacraments as powerful symbols of spiritual union and transformation. The Gospel also explores the concept of the bridal chamber, a mystical union between the believer and the divine. This emphasis on spiritual union and the sacrament sets the Gospel of Philip apart from the canonical Gospels and offers a unique perspective on early Christian spirituality. The themes and motifs in the Apocryphal Gospels provide a valuable window into the diverse beliefs and practices of early Christianity. They challenge our understanding of Jesus, his teachings, and the early Christian movement. By exploring these texts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the rich tapestry of early Christian thought and the debates that shaped the development of the Church. The Apocryphal Gospels, though excluded from the canonical Bible, played a significant role in shaping early Christian thought and practice. Their diverse perspectives and teachings influenced theological debates, contributed to the development of Christian doctrine, and left a lasting impact on the Church. Let's explore the multifaceted influence of these texts on early Christianity. The Apocryphal Gospels introduced a variety of theological ideas that challenged and enriched the developing orthodoxy of the early Church. Gnostic texts, for example, presented a dualistic worldview that contrasted sharply with the monotheistic beliefs of mainstream Christianity. This dualism, which posited a sharp distinction between the material world and the spiritual realm, sparked intense debates about the nature of God, creation, and salvation. The Gospel of Thomas, with its emphasis on self-knowledge and inner transformation, offered a different path to salvation than the canonical Gospels. This perspective challenged the emerging Orthodox view of Jesus as the Messiah who came to save humanity through his death and resurrection. The debates surrounding these alternative theologies helped to clarify and define the core beliefs of the early Church. As the Church sought to establish a unified doctrine, it engaged in a process of selecting and interpreting texts that aligned with its developing orthodoxy. The Apocryphal Gospels, with their diverse and sometimes conflicting views, played a crucial role in this process. By defining what was orthodox and what was heretical, the Church was able to create a more cohesive and consistent set of beliefs. The exclusion of the Apocryphal Gospels from the canonical Bible was not merely an act of suppression, but also a means of clarifying and strengthening the Church's theological position. The debates and discussions surrounding these texts helped to shape the doctrines that would become foundational to Christian belief. The process of excluding the Apocryphal Gospels from the canonical Bible was complex and involved both suppression and preservation. While some texts were actively suppressed and deemed heretical, others were preserved and studied by early Christian scholars. The discovery of the Nag Hammadi Library in 1945, which included many apocryphal texts, is a testament to the efforts of early Christians to preserve these writings. The suppression of apocryphal texts was often driven by theological and political concerns. As the Church sought to establish a unified doctrine, it viewed alternative perspectives as a threat to its authority and cohesion. However, the preservation of these texts ensured that their unique insights and teachings would not be lost to history. The Apocryphal Gospels had a profound impact on early Christianity, influencing theological debates, contributing to the development of Christian doctrine, and shaping the Church's response to diverse beliefs and practices. By exploring these texts, we gain a deeper understanding of the complex and dynamic nature of early Christian thought and the processes that shaped the Church's development. The rediscovery and study of the Apocryphal Gospels in modern times have shed new light on early Christian beliefs and practices. Contemporary scholars are engaged in ongoing debates and interpretations of these texts, revealing their cultural and religious significance today. Let's explore the modern scholarship and interpretation of the Apocryphal Gospels. The 20th century saw a significant resurgence of interest in the Apocryphal Gospels, largely due to the discovery of ancient manuscripts. One of the most notable discoveries was the Nag Hammadi Library in 1945, which included a collection of early Christian and Gnostic texts. This discovery provided scholars with a wealth of new material to study and interpret. The translation of these texts into modern languages has made them accessible to a broader audience, sparking renewed interest and debate. Scholars have worked diligently to decipher and translate these ancient manuscripts, revealing their unique insights and teachings. This process has not only enriched our understanding of early Christianity, but has also challenged and expanded our views on the diversity of early Christian thought. Modern scholarship on the Apocryphal Gospels is characterized by a range of debates and interpretations. Scholars are engaged in discussions about the origins, authorship, and theological significance of these texts. Some of the key debates include Gnosticism and early Christianity. Scholars are exploring the relationship between Gnosticism and early Christianity, examining how Gnostic beliefs influenced and were influenced by mainstream Christian thought. The Gospel of Thomas, with its emphasis on self-knowledge and inner transformation, is a central text in these debates. The role of women. The portrayal of women in the Apocryphal Gospels, particularly in texts like the Gospel of Mary, has sparked discussions about the role of women in early Christianity. Scholars are examining how these texts challenge traditional views of women's roles and offer a more inclusive and egalitarian perspective. Alternative narratives of Jesus. The Apocryphal Gospels often present alternative narratives of Jesus' life and teachings that diverge from the canonical accounts. Scholars are exploring how these alternative narratives contribute to our understanding of Jesus and his message. The Gospel of Judas, with its radical portrayal of Judas Iscariot, is a key text in these discussions. The study of the Apocryphal Gospels has significant cultural and religious implications today. These texts offer a valuable window into the diverse beliefs and practices of early Christianity, challenging and enriching our understanding of the Christian tradition. They also provide insights into the broader cultural and religious landscape of the ancient world. For many contemporary believers, the Apocryphal Gospels offer a fresh perspective on Christian faith and practice. They invite us to explore alternative narratives and teachings, encouraging a more nuanced and inclusive understanding of Christianity. This engagement with the Apocryphal Gospels can foster a deeper appreciation for the diversity of early Christian thought and the ongoing evolution of Christian belief. Modern scholarship and interpretation of the Apocryphal Gospels have revealed their enduring significance and relevance. These texts continue to challenge and enrich our understanding of early Christianity, offering valuable insights into the diverse beliefs and practices of the early Christian movement. By engaging with these ancient writings, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complex and dynamic nature of Christian thought and the ongoing evolution of Christian belief. To fully appreciate the significance of the Apocryphal Gospels, it is essential to compare them with the canonical Gospels. This comparative analysis reveals both the similarities and the stark differences between these texts, offering a deeper understanding of early Christian diversity. Let's explore the key points of comparison, similarities. Jesus as a central figure. Both the canonical and apocryphal Gospels center around the figure of Jesus. They present him as a teacher, healer, and savior, though the specifics of his teachings and actions may vary. Miraculous elements. Both sets of Gospels include accounts of miracles performed by Jesus. These miracles serve to underscore his divine nature and his role as a bringer of salvation. Discipleship. Both the canonical and apocryphal Gospels feature stories of Jesus' disciples and their interactions with him. These narratives highlight the importance of discipleship and the spread of Jesus' teachings. Differences. Theological emphasis. The canonical Gospels emphasize Jesus' role as the Messiah who came to save humanity through his death and resurrection. In contrast, many apocryphal Gospels, such as the Gospel of Thomas, focus on Jesus as a wisdom teacher who guides individuals on a path of self-discovery and enlightenment. Narrative structure. The canonical Gospels present a cohesive narrative of Jesus' life, ministry, death, and resurrection. The apocryphal Gospels, on the other hand, often consist of collections of sayings, teachings, or isolated stories, lacking a continuous narrative structure. Role of women. The apocryphal Gospels frequently present a more inclusive and egalitarian view of women's roles in the early Christian community. For example, the Gospel of Mary features Mary Magdalene as a central figure and a leader, contrasting with the more marginal roles of women in the canonical Gospels. The theological and doctrinal contrasts between the canonical and apocryphal Gospels are perhaps the most significant. These differences highlight the diverse beliefs and practices that existed within the early Christian movement. Gnosticism versus orthodoxy. Many apocryphal Gospels, such as the Gospel of Thomas and the Gospel of Philip, reflect Gnostic beliefs. Gnosticism emphasizes the importance of secret or esoteric knowledge, gnosis, and often presents a dualistic worldview that contrasts sharply with the monotheistic beliefs of mainstream Christianity. The canonical Gospels, in contrast, reflect the developing orthodoxy of the early church, which emphasized the unity of God and the centrality of Jesus' death and resurrection. Salvation through knowledge versus salvation through faith. The apocryphal Gospels often present salvation as a process of acquiring hidden knowledge and achieving inner transformation. This perspective contrasts with the canonical Gospels, which emphasize salvation through faith in Jesus Christ and his redemptive work. Diverse portrayals of Jesus. The apocryphal Gospels offer a wide range of portrayals of Jesus, from a wisdom teacher to a mystical figure to a divine being who reveals secret knowledge. These diverse portrayals challenge the more unified and consistent portrayal of Jesus in the canonical Gospels. The comparative analysis of the apocryphal and canonical Gospels has significant implications for our understanding of early Christian diversity. It reveals the rich tapestry of beliefs and practices that existed within the early Christian movement and the debates that shaped the development of the Church. By exploring these texts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complex and dynamic nature of early Christian thought. We see that the early Christian movement was not monolithic, but rather a diverse and vibrant community of believers with a wide range of perspectives and practices. The comparative analysis of the apocryphal Gospels with the canonical Gospels reveals both the similarities and the stark differences between these texts. It highlights the theological and doctrinal contrasts that existed within the early Christian movement and the diverse beliefs and practices that shaped the development of the Church. By engaging with these ancient writings, we gain a deeper understanding of early Christian diversity and the ongoing evolution of Christian belief. To further understand the richness and diversity of the apocryphal Gospels, let's delve into specific case studies. These texts offer unique insights and teachings that challenge and enrich our understanding of early Christianity. We will explore two significant apocryphal texts, the Gospel of Truth and the Apocryphon of John. The Gospel of Truth is a profound and poetic text that was discovered as part of the Nag Hammadi Library in 1945. This Gospel is attributed to Valentinus, a prominent Gnostic teacher of the 2nd century. It is not a narrative gospel, but rather a theological meditation on the nature of truth, knowledge, and salvation. The Gospel of Truth emphasizes the importance of knowledge, gnosis, and the inner search for the divine. It presents a dualistic worldview, contrasting the material world with the spiritual realm. The text describes the process of salvation as a journey from ignorance to knowledge, from darkness to light. One of the central themes of the Gospel of Truth is the concept of error or ignorance. The text portrays error as a force that leads people astray, causing them to forget their true spiritual nature. Salvation, therefore, involves awakening to the truth and rediscovering one's divine origin. The Gospel of Truth had a significant influence on early Christian thought, particularly within Gnostic circles. Its emphasis on knowledge and inner transformation resonated with many early Christians who were seeking a deeper spiritual understanding. The text's poetic and mystical language also made it a powerful tool for conveying complex theological ideas. The Apocryphon of John, also known as the Secret Book of John, is another important apocryphal text discovered in the Nag Hammadi Library. This gospel is a foundational text of Gnostic Christianity, presenting a detailed account of the creation of the world and the origins of humanity. The Apocryphon of John is rich in Gnostic cosmology and creation myths. It describes the creation of the world as a result of a cosmic error, where a lower deity, often referred to as the demiurge, mistakenly believes himself to be the ultimate god. This error leads to the creation of a flawed material world. The text presents a dualistic worldview, contrasting the spiritual realm of the true God with the material world created by the demiurge. Humanity, according to the Apocryphon of John, is a mixture of spiritual and material elements. The spiritual element, or spark, is trapped within the material body and seeks to return to its divine origin. The Apocryphon of John offers a detailed account of Gnostic cosmology, describing the various heavenly realms and the beings that inhabit them. It presents a complex hierarchy of divine beings, including the true God, the demiurge, and various archons, rulers, who govern the material world. The creation myths in the Apocryphon of John are central to its theology. The text describes the creation of humanity as a divine spark trapped within a material body. This dualistic view of humanity highlights the struggle between the spiritual and material aspects of existence. Salvation in this context involves liberating the divine spark from its material prison and returning to the spiritual realm. The Gospel of Truth and the Apocryphon of John are two significant apocryphal texts that offer unique insights into early Christian thought. They challenge and enrich our understanding of the diverse beliefs and practices that existed within the early Christian movement. By exploring these texts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the rich tapestry of early Christian thought and the debates that shaped the development of the Church. Let's reflect on the key insights and the enduring significance of these ancient texts that you have learnt so far. Understanding apocryphal Gospels, we explored the definition, origins, and historical context of the apocryphal Gospels, understanding why they were excluded from the canonical Bible. Major apocryphal Gospels. We delved into the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary, the Gospel of Judas, the Gospel of Philip, and the Infancy Gospel of Thomas, examining their unique themes, teachings, and the alternative narratives they present. Themes and motifs. We identified key themes such as Gnosticism, the role of women, alternative narratives of Jesus, and mystical practices that run through these texts. Impact on early Christianity. We examined how the Apocryphal Gospels influenced theological debates, contributed to the development of Christian doctrine, and shaped the Church's response to diverse beliefs. Modern scholarship. We explored the rediscovery and translation of these texts, contemporary scholarly debates, and their cultural and religious significance today. Comparative analysis. We compared the Apocryphal Gospels with the canonical Gospels, highlighting their similarities, differences, and theological contrasts. Case studies. We studied specific apocryphal texts like the Gospel of Truth and the Apocrypha of John, gaining deeper insights into their unique teachings and influence. The Apocryphal Gospels are more than just historical artifacts. They are living testimonies to the rich diversity of early Christian thought. They challenge us to think beyond the canonical narratives and to appreciate the complexity and depth of early Christian beliefs. By engaging with these texts, we enrich our understanding of Christianity and its ongoing evolution. The study of the Apocryphal Gospels is an ongoing journey. Future research can delve deeper into the theological, cultural, and historical contexts of these texts. Scholars can continue to explore their influence on early Christian communities and their relevance to contemporary Christian thought. Moreover, these texts can inspire new interpretations and applications of Christian teachings in our modern world. Apocryphal Gospels invite us to explore the depths of our faith, to question and challenge our beliefs, and to seek a deeper spiritual understanding. They remind us that the journey of faith is one of continuous discovery and transformation. So let's embrace this journey, let's dive into the rich tapestry of early Christian thought and allow it to enrich our own spiritual lives. Let's engage with these ancient texts and let their wisdom guide us on our path to enlightenment and transformation. If you found this content enlightening, we invite you to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and leave a comment below. Share your thoughts, questions, and insights. Let's build a community of seekers, exploring the depths of our faith together. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the world of the Apocryphal Gospels. Until next time, may your path be filled with wisdom, discovery, and spiritual growth.